Hey everyone. Dave's gaming and being really loud in the background, so I apologize ahead of time if you hear him say some obscenities, but I'm sure you guys are used to it by now. I told him to keep the language down, so hopefully you don't say nothing crazy. Hold on, I need to pull out my leg rest because I want to put my feet up. So, I was gonna make like slides for this, but hey Mel, I have a bladder infection and supposedly I am dehydrated, and I know it's probably from all the Red Bull I drink, so I've been pounding down waters and juice. So soon, glitter, soon. I'm only like 60 away, so it's gonna happen soon. I feel it. Gotta make sure I'm drinking other stuff too, because I have to have my Red Bull. But yeah, so my kid, so yesterday stayed home from school because he was crying, saying he felt like he was going to throw up. Then this morning he had a test, so I brought him to school, and I literally got home, sat on the couch, and got a call from the nurse telling me to come pick him up. Like, great. He had a low fever and felt like he was going to throw up again. So he went to the doctors, and apparently everything's okay. So who knows? But, oh, and by the way, guys, I just got this stuff, and it's amazing. It's like rosy lips, Vaseline lip stuff. It's so good, and it smells so good. I highly recommend it. It makes your lips look a little pink. All right, so, yeah, I don't have slides, but I have things I can pull up, so bear with me. I was going to try and be fancy, but it's just not happening tonight. Yes, and it's pink, my favorite color. Don't tell. Hold on. Let me look, Parker. 60, exactly. All right, so I'm going to talk about the Stockton serial killer, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on the Kylie stuff, which I don't have many thoughts about it, just because, I feel like this case is like people are beating it with a dead horse, and I just am tired of hearing about it. And yeah, it helps with dry lips. I mean, it's helped so far. It's like Vaseline, but it just smells like rose. Like it smells like roses, and it's tasty. Yeah, the Stockton serial killer. It's crazy. And there's this other serial killer. Well, I don't know if he's a serial killer yet. There's a bunch of rumors going around, and hold on, let me get my phone. Excelsior Springs or something. There was a woman who. There was a woman who was being like held against her will, and she went banging on a neighbor's door, and then the police put out a statement saying that right now there's no evidence of further victims, but all the neighborhood people are like saying that something nefarious is going on, and that the neighborhood people are basically thinking that he's like a serial killer, and they're saying he has like a 50-gallon drum like Dahmer, but I don't know if that's true. I don't know if people are just like, in this Dahmer phase and, making up all kinds of stuff, but I will show you what I got for that too. We'll see if that turns into anything. But the Stockton serial killer, basically, there is a serial killer in Stockton, California. So one person was killed in Oakland last year, and they're believed to be connected. Hey, Aaron T. So there's the recent shooting deaths of at least 5 people in Stockton and 1 person killed in Oakland last year are believed to be interconnected, according to Stockton police. Let me move this down here so I'm not looking away. In addition, the shooting of a woman in Stockton last year who survived is also linked in connection with the serial killings. As the Stockton Police Department searches for the person or people involved for the serial killing, or for the person or people responsible for the serial killings. KCRA 3 is learning more about the lives lost. So the Family and Medical Examiner's Office first identified 5 recent victims. And I'll map it out for us too so that we can... All right, so the first one is Paul Alexander Yaw. Hold on, I'm going to pull up Google Maps and we can map this out so you guys we can see. Google Earth, sorry. That's what I was going to do. Let me put this on my other screen. Get out of my way. Oh, it's making me look bright. Yeah, it's probably about 20. Okay. You have family and friends in Stockton? Oh, that's terrifying. Yeah, Paul you. Or is it y'all or you? They spelled it like W-A-Y. All right. So he was killed on Kermit Lane. Is that the one in Oakland? Kermit Lane. Okay, that's Stockton. I don't know the one in Oakland, I don't think. So this one happened in... Yeah, I don't know about the one in Oakland, but this one happened on July 8th, 2022. So we'll mark them. Let me show my screen. Yeah, I'm kind of doing like a timeline and a map at the same time. So one happened last year in Oakland, I believe, but these are all the ones that happened in Stockton. So how do I mark them? Give me a second. Currently add to project. I'll make a little map for you guys. All right, we'll do that one blue. Okay, so this one happened on Kermit Lane. I don't know the exact address. I just know which street. And then we have West Lane. So it's really not that far. The second one. All right, so between the first murder, which was Paul Y'all, on July 8th, 2022. So hold on, I can pull up a little sticky note so I can make the timeline too. Hold on, so we can see it. All right, so Paul Y'all, July 8th. And then 0.7 miles away is the next one. This is a Friday. All right, let me put this over here too. All right, West Lane. How do I... There we go. Add to project. Why isn't it changing? It's weird. It just... Okay, yes. Purple. So we have Kermit Lane, then West Lane. She was walking by herself and ambushed by the killer who said nothing to her. Yeah, isn't there an interview, Erin, where she talks about it? I'll pull up the interview too. Hey, Coda. Hey, Beatlemaniac. And I believe... So, all right, this guy, his MO, to me, from what it seems so far, he works at night, like usually around 3, 4 in the morning, sometimes a little later, sometimes a little earlier, but not much. He kills mainly men. A majority of them were Hispanic men. And the woman believes that he may have mistaken her for a man because she had short hair. I believe that's what she said. I could be wrong, but he seems to be targeting Hispanic males at like 3, 4 in the morning, and a lot of them are homeless. I don't know if he means to do that or if that's just, easy access to people. All right, so hold on, pull up this. All right, so I was on a Friday. Then the next one is a Thursday. Oh. Thursday was 43-year-old Salvador William Dubuddy Jr. I think he's the second one. I think they're in order. Salvador. I don't know how to say his last name. It looks like Dubuddy Jr. Yeah, I think it's just people buy them. Yeah, it is like a Criminal Minds episode. I think it is like he's just like, I feel like the homeless people are more, hey Melissa Jade, are more like a easy access type deal. They're alone. It's in the middle of the night. So I think it's just like but a majority of them were homeless. I don't think they all were though. Okay, so his was on August 11th. Ah, shoot. What did I do? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I just shut down my whole computer somehow. Okay, back. All right, August 11th. So like a month. All right, and then the next killing is 1.6 miles. It stays relatively close. I got to look into the one that, yeah, not all the victims were homeless, but a majority of them were. Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez. And that was on August 30th. So we waited less than a month for that one. Like 20 days-ish. All right, let me mark his. So that one was on East Hammer Lane. So let's look that up. Yeah, I agree, the Erie Ferry. There's not many people out at that time of night. So I think it's just, what do they call that one? It's just like you run in easy, whoever the first one that he sees or like away from cameras and he feels comfortable doing it. So this is on a big street. Wow. This dude is brave. All right, we'll do this one red. So they're still pretty close. And this one was, 1.6 miles apart. So he seems to be getting further apart. All right, and then the next one is Juan Cruz. Oh, I should probably give you their ages too. So Paul was 35. Salvador was 43. Jonathan was 21. And Juan was 52. So it seems he mainly goes for like middle-aged people besides a 21-year-old. Yeah, it definitely has a type. I agree. Hammer Lane is a big, busy street. Okay, yeah. That's shocking that he just, would up and do it on a busy street. But I guess at 2, 3 in the morning, it's not that busy, huh? All right, so that was on August 30th. And then the next one is 2.5 miles apart. All right, one happened on Manchester Avenue. This one was Friday. Oh, I didn't put that one in. Give me a second. So the days are kind of random too. Like one's Friday, one's Thursday, one's Tuesday. I wonder if he does it like he gets off work and does this. And then once was a Wednesday. Or when was it? September 21st. So he waits a little less than a month again. And this was a Wednesday. All right. So let's look that one up. What is it? What did I say it was? Manchester Avenue? Yeah. Manchester Avenue, Stockton. I don't know the exact addresses, but these are just like, I'm sure in Manchester, these streets run. Oh, this one's kind of far. So he mainly was up here, and then he goes to the other side of town, it looks like. The areas he hit has a large Hispanic population. Gotcha. So that could be the case too. Just trying to see if there's any like connections. I'm not going to do that green because there's a lot of like green on the map. We'll do a white. Just trying to see if there's any like, connections, like why these certain areas. Like, no, go back. I wonder if we can like find any kind of connection through these different areas, but like I'm trying to see if there's like a bus route maybe, or just I'm wondering why, like his reasoning for the areas that he picks. And then okay, so let me pull this back up. I should have had this done already. Sorry guys. All right, so 52-year-old Lorenzo Lopez. And this was on September 27th. Oh wow, this is 7 days, 90, like even 6 days later. And this was a Tuesday. So it's all like random days, it seems. And that happened on Porter Avenue. So let's look up Porter Avenue. So it seems like he mainly stays on this side of town, and for whatever reason, he was on that other side of town. Interesting. Do orange. All right, so like these are all relatively close, it seems. These ones. And then this one's just kind of like over here. So, I mean, they're all pretty close. Like, look at this. If you just take this street, what is this? I don't know what this street's called, but follow this street. That's right there. This one takes you to Kermit Lane right there. Then you go left here. And the other one's right off this street. I mean, they're all pretty close. So, some local businesses have added, yeah. Okay, so let me just show you guys the picture real quick. It might be on this one. He seems to avoid cameras pretty well, because all he has is like, they got like the back of him. Kermit has a church that serves meals. Oh, good catch. So I wonder, that's interesting. I wonder if like maybe there's shelters along those roads or near some of that. We could look that up and see if maybe there's like shelters or places where they serve, like you said, they serve meals. All right. So a 46-year-old woman was shot on April 16th at 3:20 a.m. at Park and Union Streets in Stockton. She is the only known survivor of the 7 shootings. So Park and Union, let's look that up real quick. I'll play her interview too. She does an interview. I don't. What is it? Union Road. Park. I don't know where that is. All right, let's just try Union Road in Stockton. Because I don't know where Park is. So this is over. All right, so this is South Union Street. This seems. Let me look up where North Union is. Oh, yeah, that's way further down. So that's pretty far away, too. Huh. Okay. Oh, you sent me one? Okay, hold on. Let me stop my screen so I can go on there. Oh, and if anyone wants to come up, please do. I posted the link in case anyone wants to come up. But yeah, he is totally creepy. Oh, okay. Jennifer posted this. All right, let me share my screen again. Yeah, this is the only. He must be pretty good at avoiding cameras because look, he's tall. It looks like. I wonder if I can slow this down at all. Wonder where that is. Yeah, that's all. This is all they have here. Let me make it bigger. So creepy. All right, let me find the interview with hold on. I forget her name. Let me pull up. 46-year-old woman. Oh, they don't say her name. Oh, here's Paul. Here, I'll show you the victims. This is Paul Alexander Y'all. His poor mom, she said, "This is my son Paul. He was a great man with a big heart." His mother, Greta Bagro, who lives in Texas, said in a statement, "He was my son, a father, a grandson, nephew, cousin, and brother who is loved by many. He has left a huge hole in our hearts, and I hope to catch a person responsible for before this happens again." Y'all was just shot after midnight around 12:30 a.m. at a park in the 5600 block of Kermit Lane, police said. He was taken to a hospital where he died from his injuries. So 5600 block of Kermit Lane. Where's the one? $5,600. That'll be but because I just want to see how far it is from that. I don't know why it's not finding it. Okay, let's go back. All right, so this is Salvador William D. Buddy. I have no idea if I'm saying this right. Police off the cuff said looks like maybe a holster on his ankle. Ooh, I'll have to go back and look at that. So he was killed on August 11th. He was a Stockton native and father. He was shot around 9:49 p.m. Oh, this was early. So this is an early one. That's 9:49 p.m. I'm shocked. Like most of them around 3 a.m., but like later, but 9:49 p.m. is early. Officers found him with a gunshot wound and started life-saving measures. He died at the scene of the shooting, which was about 5 minutes away from the first homicide. His wife, Ana Lydia Lopez, said she found out about the possible connection between all homicides through social media and is upset that Stockton police haven't reached out to give her family information. It caused a lot of pain to our family. Said she met Dubuddy roughly 28 years ago. Aw, that's sad. They were together for... You have friends who know her? Oh, this woman, Ana Lydia? I am, but I'm also drinking iced tea at the same time, so leave me alone, Sarah. I'm doing the best I can here, all right? And it's only been... I had a little one earlier than this one, so my second one, but I usually have 2 big ones. Okay. So, they met 28 years ago when they were students at Franklin High School. They reconnected later in life and were married for 12 years. To be honest with you, a part of me died with him that day. It's been hard. It's been really hard. In addition to his wife and daughter, Dubuddy survived his 3 younger brothers and his mother and father. Family is now left wondering who killed the 43-year-old. Oh, well, let's play this. Victim's wife wants answers.
KCRA 3's Lizzie Mitri spoke to his wife today. Lizzie, what did she have to say?
Andrea, she says she can't even put into words what this has done to her family. She saw him just 3 hours before police say he was shot and killed in the parking lot of this shopping center.
Off this busy street in Stockton is a parking lot that the wife of 43-year-old Salvador Dubuddy Jr. has visited several times in the last 2 months.
My husband was killed here on August 11th, 2022.
Ana Lydia Lopez, who didn't feel safe showing her face on camera, says she found out when a family member texted her about Dubuddy's murder. Shot to death just before 10 in this parking lot near Popeyes off West Lane, according to Stockton police.
To be honest with you, a part of me died with him that day. It's been hard. It's been really, really hard.
She says they met 28 years ago as students at Franklin High School and then reconnected later. They were married for 12 years with a 14-year-old daughter. Family now left wondering who killed Dubuddy.
I know somebody saw something. And if you did, please say something.
Police say the murder is one of 5 that appear to be connected, a series of killings that started in July. They say each time a man who was alone after dark was shot to death. Police released this image of a person of interest, but say they don't know if one or more people are behind the murders.
We just want to know what happened. It's been a tremendous tragedy for our family, and we just want answers.
She says she doesn't even know if her husband was here going to Popeyes or what may have led up to the shooting. Live in Stockton, Lizzie Mitri, KCRA 3 News.
Just terrifying for the community. Lizzie, thank you for that update. And the Stockton Police Department has set up a tip line for anyone with information about these killings and the person or people responsible. That number is right there on your screen, so take a look. 209-937-8167. You can also email information to police tips at stocktonca.gov.
Wouldn't let me close out. Okay, sorry. Let me reshare. This is so sad. So it seems like it's like killings of opportunity. It doesn't really... I mean, I feel like a lot of them are homeless because of the opportunity. But it seems like, he just finds an opportunistic time and takes it. Lorenzo Lopez was killed on September 27th. The family confirmed to KCRA. He was shot just before 2 a.m. on the 900 block of Porter Avenue. Did I ever find this? No. Why is this taking forever? All right. We'll just go back to the article. I don't know why I was doing that. All right. So, the 900 block of Porter Avenue, police said when officers arrived, they found the man on the sidewalk with a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police said a shrine has been set up at the scene by grieving family members. My mother and father are just broken from this. Jerry Lopez, brother of Lorenzo. That's their first baby boy, and I know they have so many memories of him. Jerry Lopez is hopeful that the Stockton Police Department's announcement that's offering a reward money for the looking for a person of interest in connection with to his brother's killings and others believed to be part of the serial murder spree will make a difference. I mean, I wonder if he's going to stop because the heat's on him now. I mean, everyone's going to be looking for him or if he's going to keep doing it. He was there for me. He was watching out for me. I wish I could have watched out for him, Jerry Lopez said about his big brother. I wonder. All right, hold on. I'll show them all.
Stop the killing. Stop the killing.
Chilling revelation tonight from Stockton's police chief as he is now asking for the public's help in tracking down a person of interest in connection to a series of 5 murders that go back to July. Tonight, he says all 5 of those murders are connected. The police chief is also warning people to stay alert and to avoid becoming a victim.
Tonight, a tip line is set up with a big reward for information about the killer or killers. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo has more on this dramatic development in the investigation from the Stockton Police Department.
Yes, it was quite dramatic when the chief officially went on record today here in Stockton saying that this string of murders of
I don't think they are either, Aaron. Can you guys hear it? Did I not hit the button?
Being there for me throughout my life.
his whole family feeling the gravity of the loss.
My mother and father were just heartbroken from this. You know, that's their first baby boy, and
Hold on a second. I might have not. When I had to re-put my screen up, I might have not hit the audio.
Yes, it was quite dramatic when the chief officially went on record today here in Stockton saying that this string of murders officially fits the FBI definition of serial killings. And tonight we met up with one of the victims' families to hear about their loved one.
Visiting the Stockton neighborhood where his brother was shot and killed less than a week ago.
He was there for me. He was watching out for me. I wish I could have watched out for him.
Jerry Lopez remembers his big brother Lorenzo.
Just being a best friend. And just being a mentor and being there for me throughout my life.
His whole family feeling the gravity of the loss.
My mother and father were just heartbroken from this. You know, that's their first baby boy, and I know they have so many memories of, of him.
Jerry and his family hopeful Stockton Police Department's announcement it's offering reward money and looking for a person of interest in connection to his brother's killing. One in a series of at least 4 others will make a difference.
They are working pretty hard on it. I see the chief is doing a great job. He is working real hard for the city, trying to figure out what's going on, and I do appreciate you, Chief.
Stockton Mayor Kevin Lincoln.
This is very concerning to me.
Telling
Yeah, I'm glad the FBI is. The FBI is doing Debbie's case now, too.
Trying to find the person or people responsible for the serial killings and sending a message to the community.
To the people of Stockton, we're not going to stand in fear. We're not going to be fearful. We're not going to retreat. You're going to be empowered.
Hey, Sabrina.
To come forward with information that can help track down the killer.
We're not playing around right now.
The mayor also sharing his thoughts for families like Jerry's, deeply affected by the violence.
My heart breaks for you. My heart hurts just like your heart hurts.
Now, the mayor is also urging the community to come forward with any information. And that is what the chief is saying it's going to take as well. This series of homicides, we know, is all interconnected. At this point, we don't know if there is one person or more people responsible. That is why information from the public is so critical. Reporting live in Stockton, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, with the killer or killers still
All right, so this is the 21-year-old Jonathan Hernandez Rodriguez. I mean,
out there.
it's
The tip line.
definitely seems to.
Speaking of,
I mean, I don't know if it's just oh, come on, if it's just opportunity because it's a big Hispanic neighborhood, or if he, I don't know how to turn the sound off to that without it. Okay. His youngest victim was killed August 30th on the 800 block of East Hammer Lane. He was found shot and killed inside his vehicle. Oh, wow. At the apartment complex where he lived and was pronounced dead at the scene. Does it say what time? You guys want me to play every video or just want me to keep going? Yeah, this is all pretty close besides, I mean, look how close these all are. And one other deadly shooting believed to be connected happened April 10th, 2021 a.m. in Oakland. 6 something in the morning. Okay, so it seems, yeah, I think it's just opportunity. See, so he must have lived in Oakland before, like in last year, and started there, and then moved. Because I'm pretty sure Oakland's pretty. I mean, it's not too far, but. Oh, there we go. Let me just redo it. I need to close some stuff out. All right, so yeah, Oakland's like all the way over here, and here's Stockton. So he probably relocated, and did they say that? Let me see if I can find that. Everything we know. Interview. Here's a woman who survived. I mean, she could have been like taken for a male, like you could have thought, because she has short hair, you know what I mean, at night. Is this not a video? They really don't have the video? All right. Well. So the only person known to have survived the alleged Stockton serial killer spoke out this week, saying she thinks many of the killings could have been avoided. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Texas Troy. Could have been avoided if police had done one thing differently. There are no words exchanged. They didn't say anything. They didn't come any closer. They just started shooting. Natasha, who for the past 18 months has been filled with nightmares. It all started when she was shot multiple times and left for dead in Stockton. And when was she was shot last year? Aaron, do you know the date that this woman was shot? That's crazy. Yeah, I heard she rushed him, and that's what made it spooked him. Hey, Jameson. There were no words exchanged. They didn't say anything. Didn't come any closer. Just started shooting. It all started when she was shot multiple times and left for dead in Stockton. I want to know that April April 2021, and the other one was April 2021. So maybe he does live in Stockton, and for some reason he was just in Oakland, because the other one was in April of 2021 in Oakland, but this was in Stockton. So it's weird. Maybe he has like family and he was visiting family or something, or went there for work. I met in a wide-ranging interview with the 209 Times, Natasha explained she was living in a homeless encampment when the gunman appeared and opened fire, hitting her 10 times. 10 times? Holy crap. I ran towards him knowing that I have to get closer to the street if I wanted to survive, she said. I wanted to lay down. I wanted to go to sleep. There's this burning that is incredible. I was dying. Natasha is now believed to be the suspect's only known survivor and one of his earliest targets. She was attacked days after the gunman killed a man in Oakland, and said that the police taken her seriously back then, there wouldn't be 5 more bodies now. My calls were all unanswered and my concerns were all avoided, and now there are 5 people dead. The Stockton Police Department spokesperson Joe Silva says detectives met with our surviving victim this week, where she provided an updated description of her shooter. If someone doesn't feel they were given the appropriate level of service, they are welcome to contact our professional standards section. Just days ago, police released a video of a person of interest linked to the killings, and Natasha believes it's the same person that attacked her. So I guess she couldn't see, like, if he was, like, what he looked like, just that he was tall and thin. Stockton police say many of the shooter's victims appear to be homeless. What the motive is, what we do believe is the person is on a mission. Now sober and off the streets, Natasha credits the attack for saving her life. Oh. I want to find the actual interview from her, but... Person of interest? They have a person of interest? Or does that mean they... Oh, yeah. A light woman who... Oh, never mind. Attack believed the same perpetrator of last year. She heard someone walking around a campsite. Encountered someone holding a gun. He was concealing his face. So, he was between 5'10" and 6 foot, wearing all dark clothing, wearing a dark COVID-style mask that was concealing his face, adding that the suspect was wearing a dark jacket as well. He had it. The shooter said nothing. He had it, and there have been no witnesses or CCTV footage from any scenes. He said ballistics had all matched all of the crimes. They are uncertain of motive, despite the majority of victims being Hispanic males. He said some were homeless and some were not. We do believe that it is mission-oriented. This person's on a mission that appears to be very fluid and intentional in what one person or people are doing. Oh, I can play the press conference. We can do that.
You can say, like, did the victims know each other, or what
The sound's kind of crappy, but...
seem like they're connected?
Yeah, here's what makes these cases very challenging is there are no witnesses.
Why is my computer...
Due to the location and the timing and the lack of lighting. So this is from, again, our detectives not going home, staying committed to the cause, reviewing hours, several hundred hours of video, to try to get anything to go on. When there's nothing, everything is something I used to always say, and that's where we're at. We're overturning every stone, and that's how we're continuing our investigation.
Is this person of interest being looked into in relation to all 4 of these cases, or all 5?
We don't know. We feel that it's interconnected somehow, and to what extent, we just don't know at this time. But this is through our conversations and reviewing of video and reading reports. We believe this may be a person of interest that could provide information on maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. We just don't know at this time. But it's a person of interest where it could be very well a suspect or it could be very well a witness to these incidences.
Chief, based on the very newest and ever-evolving information that you can share with the public, without compromising the integrity of the investigation, can you confirm if Stockton
Here's what I can say is that we have a series of homicides that we believe are interconnected. The problem we have, if we have no evidence to tell us that it's one person, two, or three, we just don't know that. We don't have that information. We have no video footage that has even captured a crime, that has even captured a handgun in someone's hand. So by definition, you could probably very well call this serial killings, right? But at this time, we don't know if it's a person, two, or three. We just don't know.
Do you have any other suspects?
No, we don't.
Sir, to clarify, so there's a possibility that we have either one or multiple serial killers on the list?
Absolutely, because what we have not seen is we haven't seen any crime being committed by one, two, or three people. So we can't assume simply because we have an image of a person that that person is connected to that crime. But that's where we're leaning on the community to help us be our eyes out there. You know, crime prevention is everyone's business, and we all need to be committed to it. But as of right now, that's what we have.
Chief, is there any glaring misinformation out there you just want to clear up and just say that that's not happening?
So to be honest with you, there is, but doing this for 30 years, I've learned to block out, I call it noise, right? I call it where it affects the information that we're trying to really focus on to, you know, bring someone to justice. So there is misinformation out there. And this is where I need all community leaders. I need all city officials where we all lean together and work towards making this place safe for everyone and work towards bringing this person or people to justice.
I'm sorry, just clarifying what he asked here. You said that these are serial killings, but are you calling the suspect or suspects involved serial killers?
I'm sorry, I said it's a series of killings where we believe there's some interconnectivity. But it's very hard where you don't know if it's one person or there's people involved that just aren't being captured on video. We just don't know.
You absolutely think that this is random violence as opposed to gang violence?
We have no indication that's gang violence. It doesn't fit to what we're accustomed to seeing when it is a gang homicide. So at this time, we have no connection.
You mentioned that the victims happen to be Latino. Is the concern that there's a motive along the lines of hate or a hate crime?
Well, I think I also mentioned that one of our victims was a white male. So we have no indication that these are hate crimes. You know, again, there's a white male that was also murdered. So at this time, we don't have that information.
Were the victims housed or unhoused residents?
I believe some of them did have homes. Some even lived in their area, but not all of them were unhoused.
Transaction going on and stuff like that, and then the shooting happens, or just the guy walks up to him and just ambush?
It just appears to be from element surprise. You know, there's no witnesses, so we really don't know how things are playing out just because of lack of witnesses. And you know, I can't say it enough. Is we need your help. You know,
This guy does a great job at avoiding cameras.
Whatever footage you have, going back to these dates that we're providing on this map.
I mean, even if they do get him on camera, if he's covering his face, it's going to be really hard to figure out who he is.
I just on board. That's what we have. And even with that, you have to be careful because, to be honest, this could be male or female. We do not. You cannot tell from that photo if it's a male or female.
That photo, it's kind of blurry. It looks like a still. Is that from a video?
I believe so.
Yes. Okay. Can you tell us anything else about the demeanor or kind of behavior of the person of interest in the video?
That information that we had with the still photograph, that's the best photograph that we got off of that video. It was poor quality. That's the best that our detectives were able to release at this time.
And that was a public camera?
That was out in public, yes.
Any connection between the locations where these killings happen?
As far as connection,
Like any similarities in terms of location?
the big similarity, and this we're getting from our evidence folks as well, is the areas they're dimly lit, right? Some are close to apartment buildings. They're overshadowed by trees. There are places where there's not a lot of surveillance cameras, which means, you know, either this person or person are very lucky with choosing where they're going, or they're doing their homework to go to locations where they feel there's no cameras.
If not hate or some kind of bias motivation, do you have an insight into a motivation that you guys are inquiring into?
Not at all. We don't.
Okay.
Are there any similarities between firearms use?
We have sent, which is its own process, we have sent away ballistics, and we're waiting on official responses as far as what they are and what they tell us.
Chief, what would be your message to the suspect or these suspects?
Stop the killing. Stop the killing. We all have choices. Stop the killing. There are people are grieving.
I can't see that being a female. Like, that bill just
Communities
doesn't give me
scared.
female vibes.
It stops now.
Could you talk a little bit about what, if anything, the department is doing to kind of reach out to the community impacted and, if necessary, like warn people specifically in those targeted communities?
Yes, they've been doing extensive canvassing in all those areas, which means going door to door and speaking of the incident and advising them just to be safe, to be with other people, to be in lit areas. There's ways where we cannot be a victim based on what we're seeing. And how not to be a victim is not to be out late at night by yourself, where no one else is around, where no cameras are around, just you.
Have you bumped up patrols? Do you have more officers on the street?
Absolutely. Being that we're focusing on these hours, we have flipped several of our schedules to where we have more resources working around the clock. We have specialized units working around the clock. And our partner agencies are also keeping a close eye on some of our areas.
Are there other of the cases this year that you guys are considering could be part of this pattern as well? And if so,
we always try to make a connection with unsolved cases. We will continue to do that. And again, as I said, it's very time consuming. We have, well, these incidents are not solved. So as we continue to progress, gather more intelligence, we will absolutely look at other cases as well.
Last time we checked in a couple days ago about this issue, you mentioned that you guys did not have evidence that led us to believe that one individual is running rampant, killing people. And today you've shared this photo and mentioned that there aren't other suspects. Do you still feel that that was accurate and that remains accurate, that kind of portrayal?
Oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you why. Is I was briefed by detectives on this case and my task force folks on this case this morning. And one thing I'm not going to put out, if it's not factual information, if it's not verified information, I'm not going to message it. I will message factual information. At that time, we had assumptions, but not facts. Now we know we have certain facts, and that will be the information I continue to provide to the public for their safety.
So again, there could be multiple suspects here. You're showing this one person, but there could be multiple suspects.
Absolutely, we can't rule out anything because we have yet to capture a crime in progress.
Okay, and then unfortunately, several homicides in the city of Stockton happen in the overnight hours and in the late night hours, more than just the 5 that we have on this piece of paper. Why are these connected?
Well, with these one is it's the same. It's lone victims, right? It's people caught by surprise. We have other ones, but it's encounters, there's conversations, it's drug related, it's gang related. So that's how we're able to pull these without, okay, well, it wasn't a robbery, items aren't being stolen, that they're not talking about any gang activity in the area or anything. It's just element of surprise.
So they're random as opposed to gang related or drug related.
Correct.
Is there any indication that you guys are aware of so far that this person is potentially working with a second person or additional people?
We have absolutely nothing else to go on. That's what we're hoping folks can help us with.
Any other questions? All this information will be placed on our Facebook page following this press conference. So thank you guys for coming.
I guess a question to the Latino community, since we are seeing that there's a majority of the victims are Latino. What would you tell the residents? I know we spoke to several earlier today and they are concerned. So what would you tell them, especially those that maybe have seen something, but they're afraid to reach out due to, legal situations?
Absolutely is, everyone's part of this community, and it's important because I've dealt with what you're talking about, and I've always been a strong messenger to where I need help from everyone, wherever you come from, wherever you are. You're here and we need you. I need them as well to come forward so we can save their brothers and sisters or whoever it may be. I don't think anyone wants to sleep at night knowing that we haven't done everything we can do together.
I like this guy. He seems like he cares. Like he really. You don't want to put out misinformation.
This morning and verified to me this morning when they did the stuff they do as detectives and have their meetings. But it came to me because one thing I say, don't bring anything to me unless it's factual. Yeah. I am relaying to you.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Can I close with something?
Sure.
Again, please no misinformation. Factual information will be brought on a regular basis as an investigation permits. We need to all be in this together. We need to respect the survivors that have lost people to gun violence, to senseless violence. That's what we all need to think about. It's not about postings. It's not about social media. It's about bringing justice to the people that lost family members. Thank you.
Chief, to that point, you are not ready to call this person a serial killer, correct?
I don't know what this person is. I don't know if this person just a person that happens to be in the area.
Yeah.
But I think we need to focus on a series of killings that are connected, that are resulting in loss of lives. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who the perpetrator is, someone's getting buried. And that's a problem with me. We need to bring this person or people to justice. Thank you.
I like that guy. I can't find a video of the woman who did the interview. It's driving me crazy. I watched it this morning, but I didn't like. Ah, here it is.
Hello, my name is Motek Sanchez, and today I'm sitting with a special guest in an exclusive interview.
Well, this
She's
is
reached
long.
out to 209 times to do. With me today
I don't know if I'm going to play the whole
Natasha
thing,
Latour,
but
the only known survivor of the serial killer that has been
this guy talks
killing people
really
in
slow.
Stockton, one person in Oakland. She was actually the second victim, and she was shot on April 16th, 2021, 18 months ago, from the time that the police did a press conference announcing that there was a serial killer at work in our city. So I wanted to take the time, give you the opportunity to tell your story. First of all, happy to have you here.
Thank you.
And by that, I don't just mean here in the interview, but on this planet.
Right, thank you.
I think a lot of people would consider you a very lucky woman, although under unlucky circumstances, right?
Yeah.
But I think when they hear your story and the details of it, I think they'll have a clear picture of why I say that. So if you could, please tell us about yourself. Take us back to the
He
night
like
that
stretches
you were,
this out so
encountered
long.
by
This guy.
individual that
Like,
shot you
talk,
multiple
man.
times.
Get it
Okay,
out.
well, I was homeless at the time, and I was a drug addict. I mean, I still am recovered now, and I was in my normal everyday life. I went to my storage unit, and then I got dressed and changed, and then I went and bought a brand new sweater, and then I went over to Park and Union Railroad Tracks, a place where I always used to go, and it was about 2:33, 3:30 in the morning, and the train sound came, so I knew a train was gonna be coming, and then the train started to come towards me. I mean, I was on the side, and then a man came around the corner, or whoever came around the corner, and they already had the gun out, and they just started shooting.
At that moment, what caught your attention to turn around and see the person pointing a gun at you?
So I was standing sideways towards the bushes, away from traffic, and it's a one way, and I heard just like gravel. It was before the train was rolling, and so I turned and I said, "What the fuck?" I mean, and there was no words exchanged. Didn't say anything. Didn't come any closer. Just started shooting. I just saw flashes. I mean, and then knowing that it was either the moving train or like some ridiculous high ass fence that I couldn't even attempt to climb with no slats. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and behind me an open field. So I ran towards him, knowing that I'd have to get closer to the street if I wanted to survive. And then as I did that, then he got down like a movie star pose. I mean, because at first he was just holding like a thug, and I was really hoping his aim was gonna be off because he was like like that. You know what I mean? And then as I went towards him, then he got down like with two, and then it became my height.
Okay. So how would you describe the person that shot you?
I describe him. Okay, so the same way that I described him to the police way back in April. Actually, the first time I spoke with the police was in May. So he had on dark colored pants, not black, but dark colored pants. I don't know if they were jeans or sweat material. He had an open hoodie that was either navy blue or black, and he had a COVID mask on that was worn like perfectly, and it went across the bridge of his nose right over here. I didn't see the ear part, and so the top part of the hood was like a fitted, kind of, but then like loose. It looked like the damn Unabomber, man. It looked like the Unabomber, except for without the glasses. I mean, and the sweater was unzipped, so it looked like he just threw it on, like he was gonna go do something real quick. I mean, so if he was to run, then it would come off his head.
Okay. And you think he was a male?
I think it was a male.
About what height would you say from your recollection?
I'm not sure. I mean, he was taller than me, and I don't know what am I? I'm 5'6", I think. He's taller than me.
I'm 6 feet. Would say my height, about my height.
About your height.
Okay.
Yeah, about your height. But then when I went down like this, and then he went down, we were the same height.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So and then after that, like
so he's tall.
I fell to the ground, and the train was passing. You know what I mean? And I was about 50 yards in. And
so he even shot when the train was
so,
passing, and you probably didn't even hear the gunshots.
My grandmother's voices, I didn't see them. You know what I mean? But because I wanted to lay down. I just wanted to sleep. I mean, there's a burning. It's incredible. You're wet all over. You don't know why you're wet. I was really having my leg move, but every time I moved my legs, I was getting wetter and wetter. And I knew I was dying. I mean, I was asking people for help that were there, not visible, but they were there because their camp was there.
They were there in their tents at the time along the fence line?
Yeah, further down, like another 50 yards down. Okay. But and I don't suspect, I mean, that they heard anything. But when a train leaves anywhere, any city, any town, it's dead silent. And I mean, and they heard me asking for help, and they later on apologized. But so I fell down, and then my grandmother's, their voices came, and I have my one grandmother, Marie Celestine. She she had a house around Pilgrim Street for like 42 years, and I would go out of the bathroom and I would see her in her room praying, and I'd look back and then kind of tease her and say, "Grandma, you still praying?" And she'd say, "I pray for my children. It's the first thing I heard when I fell down."
So just to explain to our audience, when you say you heard your grandmother's voices, your grandmothers are no longer on earth, correct?
Correct. So they told me and then my mom's mom, which is like one of my favorite people in the whole world, she told me, move, girl, move. So I crawled out to the street. The detective later told me that I was scooting on my back because he's got a video. So I was scooting on my back, and I got to the street, and then I said, as clear as day, I know it's scary. You can keep yourself out of harm's way, but please call 911. I'm dying. And there was no response. There's no response because you don't hear any sirens. And then the car. I positioned myself on the tracks because I was really contemplating whether I'd let a train hit me or if this person's coming back. And I remember feeling really bad because I know that that's a one-way coming from like the Food Plus area, which is like the only supermarket in that area.
Yes.
And so I had positioned myself. There's like a little hump right there, and I had to position myself to where a car may hit me accidentally, and I didn't want them to feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
So how were you found? Was it by a car?
I didn't want to move my legs anymore, so I was moving my arm, and I was yelling and screaming for help. And like I said, I'm very familiar with the area. I knew nobody was going to hear me, and the people that were hearing me weren't responding. And so I heard a car come by me, and I heard a woman say, the fuck there's not, look. And then I heard like a door open or close, and then I can tell that they went down a distance, and I heard some man say, I'm right here. I'm calling 911 for you, Mija, don't worry.
Okay.
So I must have been Mexican. Must have been Mexican.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like,
Mexican.
roll through that. That was Mexican all the way around. You know what I mean? And so yes. Whoever you are, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that because.
So that passerby with it sounds like a man and a woman.
I heard a female's voice. Yeah.
They saved your life by calling.
Yeah, definitely. And so while that's happening, and then I laid there, and then the breaths became real short. They became real short, and then it was just a few minutes later the police were there, and then another train went by. When the police were there, I had enough oxygen to tell them that's my backpack. I didn't want the killer to get my backpack. And I always knew that there was nothing personal because I didn't do anything to anybody. I didn't have an altercation.
I'm just gonna stop it because she already told the story. But oh shit, I just dropped a bunch of stuff on the floor. But yeah, that's crazy. I think they said she got hit like how many times did I? It was definitely more than 6 or 7, maybe like 9. That's wild. Oh, hold on. Okay. All right. Sorry. All right. Well, I'm gonna move on to the Kylie video now because I just have a few. I'm not gonna dwell on it long. I just have a few things I want to say about it. Oh man. I'm so frustrated about that, actually, to be honest. But if you guys haven't seen it, 10 times yet. That's crazy. She was hit 10 times. Why do I hear like a wee in my ear for some reason? Oh no, I don't want to do that. Hold on. I'm going to play the video in case people haven't seen it. I tried to edit it as best as I can. Let me just mute it. So Gray Hughes did a really good one where it was really dark at first. Hey, Mike. And Gray Hughes edited it and put like a daylight filter on it, which made it a lot easier to see. And personally, I think it's pretty clear what happened. I'm shocked people are even still questioning this, but whatever. All right, so let me play it. So as you can see, these are other cars. Hold on, let me just show you guys a map real quick so you have an idea of what I'm trying to explain when I explain this. All right, so there's several ways you can go to get out of Prosser. And I believe, somebody said everyone was leaving around 12:30. So, imagine. Sorry. No, come on. Just want you guys to see this on the map. I know, Texas, Troy. I know. All right, so let me show y'all so you have an idea. All right, this is where the party was here. I don't think I can get any closer, so, or I can put it, how about this? Let me try this. Is that a little better? So you guys can see better? Okay, so this is where the party was here. Then to get out, there's this road here where you have to go and make a left, and that takes you to the main campground road. If not, you go right, and it takes you this way. Now, all the cars that you've seen with their headlights facing the camera look like they're going out this road or here. There's this road and this road, which basically you drive across here, and it takes you into a neighborhood, and that neighborhood leads to the highway. So, a lot of the people are either going left and out, which you can see in the video. There's glowing balls, which are the cars going this way, and then coming this way and facing this way and going out here to get across, right? Kylie could have been coming this way and meant to go this way and took a wrong turn and thought that she was crossing over the stream right there. But it's not a stream here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, instead of going this way, she may have turned this way thinking she was going into this neighborhood where you keep going and you cross the stream and into the neighborhood. She could have made the wrong turn and went right into the water. Does that make sense? Look, let me show you this neighborhood. Once you go into here, this neighborhood leads to the main highway. So a lot of people take this way out, and a lot of people take this way into this road is like a way people get in. So back to the video. So see this right here and here? These cars, I believe, are coming to take that way out. Hold on. Oh no, I don't want that. This one? Okay. All right, now this is Kylie's car right here. I think this is her car. Hold on. Or it might be right after this. All right, so here's that like turn where you can go left or right. She goes left instead of right where all the other cars were going. And let me just point out, if you see the glowing lights in the background, they're all the people leaving the party headed to the main road. So look, they're all on the main, like you'll see, wait, let me go back a little further. So over here, people headed out to the main road. Okay, this is Kylie's car. If it's, her, which I believe it's her. And it almost looks like the ball gets like big for a second, like a splash. Right there. Like it gets like, and then goes in. And then it's on there for a couple seconds. I think it was like 29 seconds. Somebody count it. And then it dims out and goes out. And as you can see, this is 12:34, which is the exact time that Kylie's phone pings. Yeah, see all the cars coming this way to come out? They all go right instead of left. She goes left. She goes left, and they all go right to go out in that neighborhood. And there's some people who were literally saying that they were spaceships. Like, come on. You think Ellie had this video? I don't honestly, Jameson, I don't know. I mean, you would think they would, but at this point, they definitely have screwed up enough that I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't have it. Yeah, I think so too, that Kylie's family knows what happened, and that's why they want people to stop. And I don't blame them. I mean, I felt like this was gonna, aliens. People are saying it looked like Dolly Vision was like, oh, they look like aliens. I call bullshit on this video. How are you gonna call bullshit? It's literally a video. It's footage from the fire cameras. It's R Hill fire cameras. I mean, anyone can look this up. It's not a fake video, for one. Obviously, there's not a million spaceships out there. It's cars leaving. They all look like glowing balls. So you can, come to the conclusion that it's a car. At first, I think it was definitely an accident, Coda, but it just shocks me that this has come out, and I think it's pretty obvious. It's the same time her phone pings. It's literally a video of a car driving into the water at that exact time. I don't know how any more clear it could be, but people are still spinning this to be something else. Like, I can't believe it. All right. I definitely question that maybe there was something else, because after I heard the tow truck driver this is the only reason why I considered the tow truck driver as maybe that possibly could happen, because there had been like 3 other sightings of Kylie at Boca that morning. But I'm just going to guess that maybe it was some girl who looks like her and they got it confused. But, I don't think that it was her. And I think maybe he just saw someone who can't access these archives anymore from the camera. I wonder if they will come out before the first to say something on it. I hope they do. They made it so bad by screwing it up. Yeah. The cops did really mess up on this case, unfortunately, and it just made things worse. But I really thought, once this video came out, which is, it's horrific and it's sad and it's really to think it's somebody's last moments, on video. But I just can't believe that after this, where I think it's pretty clear that, this is what happened, that people are still questioning it. People are saying well, maybe it was just a car that drove to the edge of the beach and turned their lights off. That doesn't look like that to me. That looks like water, and that's the same exact spot. So it's just, in my opinion, these people who are coming up with these extra theories are the people who don't want to stop talking about it when they should, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's let's keep having a reason to talk about this case and keep beating it with a dead horse when we don't need to do that anymore. With all the help as well, focus on abduction. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike, that the abduction theory made this case blow up. And if they would have actually searched the water and didn't go that route, it would have been completely different. But I don't know if, I assume the cops have it now, but apparently somebody went through the cameras and found this and put it on Reddit, and then SF Investigates found it and posted it on Twitter, which everyone's talking about it, saying it's edited and that this and that. It's I don't believe that, and I think it's pretty clear that this is what happened. And you can see clearly how people were leaving, just like I showed you guys from the aerial view. People are driving down that road. Look, their party's here. They're driving down here, and they go right, and they're heading towards this neighborhood, which you would drive across the stream to get through that neighborhood. I don't have the whole video. I just cut a little section of it, but Gray has a longer video if you guys want to check it out. But basically, you can see the cars coming over here to cross, and I think maybe Kylie just took a wrong turn, thinking she was driving across that stream to get into the neighborhood, and she just went, into the water thinking she was driving across the stream, because at night it's pitch black. There's no lights out there. You can't see anything. You can't even tell that the water's right in front of you when you're in, the lady who went in the car there at night, you can hardly tell that there's water right in front of you. And I've talked to several different people who have driven into water before at night, and they didn't even see it. Oh, you can message me the video, Parker. I can play that. But yeah, you can clearly see that these cars are exiting and going, like some of them are going this way and some of them are going left. And I think she just made a wrong turn and that's it. And I just wish people would just let this case go. Let this family. Yeah, it's so I forget how. All right, so Scotty Skulls actually showed me that, and there was a woman who drove through the campground that videotaped herself. She actually went in that way, so that's how they found out about it. Was that woman drove in that way, and then if you look at it, it crosses like this little. I mean, it's just a tiny bit of water. It's just if you're driving out there in that terrain anyway, it's only a tiny bit of water, but yet a lot of people take that way in and out because it's a road, and it's either you go left and you go in the main road to the campground, which I'm sure if there was like a lot of people there, like they said, the main road was probably backed up, so a lot of people were probably taking that other way out, and Kylie was probably taking that way because that takes you all the way that neighborhood takes you pretty far down the highway, and the highway that would take her straight to her house. Yeah, in my opinion, it's put to rest. Like, hold on, let me get the SF video. But I just think that's huge. Oh, thanks, Parker. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna play this one for y'all. This one's really dark. It's gonna be like, oh, I'm clicking the play button on my StreamYard. I don't know why it says 12:51. But this one's way darker, but you can see all the cars traveling out, going to that main road, definitely. Why is it even loading? It's hard to even decipher what I'm looking at in this one. My goodness, thank God for Gray Hughes. He did such a good job using the daylight overlay. Yeah, headlights, pan left, right, left. Headlights, pan left, right, left over losing control. Right here? Is that what he's talking about? It's hard to see because all this fog. I might have to open it back up and look at the headlights. But, I mean, even AW... All right, hold on. Let me try a different one. Oh, he puts a square on it. Okay. Hold on. This is like a weird angle. It's going too fast. Hold on. I'm just going to open mine back up and then see if we can see. I want to see the headlights real quick, though, because I know they shine over the... I just want to show something. Hold on. I would play Gray Hughes, but I don't know if he's a striker or not. But yeah, these ones are going over here. And then I edited some out because I like fast forward it. But you can see her headlights. I might have lightened the light part of it up too much, but you can see her headlights shine. I think she just came straight out, though. Because I don't see any headlights over that side. They looked like they were over there. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at Gray's. But regardless, I mean, I don't know how anyone can think otherwise. Like, people are going to be saying it's some... So I heard somebody say it's like it looks like a big Home Depot light. Like, why would somebody walk out there with a Home Depot light and throw it in the water? He just wants credit and his link in the description. Is that what he said? If he said that, I mean, I can do that. I've watched a number of people cover this and I still can't figure out what I'm watching. So, all right, let me... Did you see the map I showed, Michelle K? Hold on. I think this is important to give. All right, so they were camping. Let me make it big again. They were camping right here, or, having their party right here. Okay? In order to get out of here, they have to take this road here, and then they get to a T where they go left, which takes them to the main camping road there, or right. And this also takes them out of the campground, but they have to go here and across this way, right here. And it takes you into a little neighborhood that takes you out to the highway. Now, this area was discovered because a woman who drove out there took this way in. She drove this way in. So this is a pretty common route to get in and out along with this one. So you can see in the video that cars are leaving the party because they're all glowing. They're obviously cars. It's not a bunch of, flashlights going around. They're moving. So it's cars, and most of them are going left and headed this way. And you got to watch... I would recommend watching the whole Gray Hughes video, but you could see a lot more leaving. And then some go right, and you can see the lights point at the camera because they're going this way. In my opinion, Kylie accidentally went left, thinking she was going this way and thinking this was a stream. Yeah, I'll show his. Hold on. And I'll put credit, give him, put his link and everything in there. But his is a lot more clear. I tried, mine is a little shorter, and I just tried to do it so that highlight show. All right, let's try the daylight overlay one first. Oh, hold on. Hey, Tia. Thanks for coming. That's okay. Hold on. Oh, let me just let his name go by. So, yeah, see, Gray Hughes. Gray Hughes made this video, everyone. He did a great job at the daylight overlay. And I appreciate his work because I think this is probably the clearest video that we're going to get. Okay. Let me fast forward it to... All right, so mind you, this is nighttime just with a daylight overlay. This is at 21, so there's a lot of minutes to go by, but so you can see some of these cars coming over to that where that little stream area is to cross over. They're coming this way. Some are going that way to the other road. So you see how there's a line of cars going out the main road, and then you can see some of them coming this way too. So I think at this point, just a bunch of people are leaving the party. And taking, the two different ways out. It clears up though. There's so much fog that goes over like the screen though. Yeah, I'm trying to like, cause you have to kind of think of like they were parked around the party and there's only 2 ways out, and I know that way because the one lady who drove there in one of her videos to like show people what it was like, she went in that way. So I honestly think Kylie was just trying to go that way and took a wrong turn, which is easy enough to do because here's what's probably confusing. There's 2 forks in the road. She's probably getting confused because one, you go right. Well, actually, you're supposed to go right twice, but she probably got confused and thought the second one was a left instead of a right, and thought she was driving over this little stream, and here it was into the lake. I mean, it's, and at that dark, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Yeah, and you can see that there wasn't really anyone around. Yeah, see these people going out the main road right here? You can see the cars going out to the main road. Some are coming this way, see? And some are going that way. So you go take that road, and then these ones that are coming towards the camera are going into that neighborhood. Yep, see, you can see them literally crossing right here. That's where the little stream thing is. You go all the way around, and there's a little stream thing over there. Yeah, all these kids were drinking and partying and not paying attention for sure. Okay, I believe this is Kylie's car right now. Right here. And it's exactly when her phone pings at 33, goes in the water at 33. And you can see it's past the shoreline, and then it dies down and goes out. And the lights through there are more cars traveling out of the party. Like all these lights in the trees. But there was none that were really, I mean, if you see, there was none that were super close to her at the time, or they would have even seen her go in my opinion. Like, that's one of those moments where she had just driven out and everyone had already passed. And looks like there's still some cars over here. I don't know if they're coming through the trees maybe there, but there's a road over here that I feel like, yeah, look, you can see. All right, and you also have to keep in mind that this footage moves like every couple seconds. So, like, you're seeing like the car moving, and that's why it has like a ripple light effect. Like, it's cars moving. All right, some, I guess, are driving back that way now. Look, you can see some driving back. Probably to go to the main road. And if anyone's ever been to something like this where there's a bunch of people there, like for instance, one time I went to go see fireworks and I was in line trying to get out of this parking lot forever because people just take a long time to get through this stuff. And these roads were really bumpy. You know, people are probably getting annoyed. Yeah. I don't know how people are saying it's edited either. I think it's plain as day too. I think it's confusing for people to look at because you just see streams of light, but the streams of light are the headlights and they're glaring and they're moving like that because it's a car moving. And the time moves like every 2-3 seconds, so it's like choppy. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not smooth where you see a car moving smoothly. It's going to be every 2 seconds, so it's going to be in like frames, if that makes sense. So this is, you know, minutes later, some people are still driving around over here to this area to get out. And you can see almost every car that went this way has gone all the way over here or back to that main road. None of them have turned off. So I saw comments saying they believe there were people there pushing her car into, get that. How would they even see that? Like, it just, like, I really was confident that at this moment that it was going to be like, you know, one of them things where a light bulb just went off and people were like, okay, I was wrong. It's an accident. I mean, it's clear as day. This is when her phone pinged. This is when, like, hold on. This is when her phone pinged. Oh, and I also heard like a friend was saying that the cars, they would like pull off and park. So there's some people who might have pulled off and parked down that way or whatever. But, oh, I keep sticking to my chair. All right, now it looks like there's more, like even more cars leaving at 47. I mean, somebody might have seen something and they panicked, but I don't think anything nefarious happened. I just think groups and groups of people were leaving around that time, and they were all getting in their cars and pulling off at different times. Yeah. And, you know, there's probably like large influxes of cars on both roads, and a lot of people are probably trying to take this way to avoid, you know, waiting in a long line or something. But as you can see, I don't know what that, most of the cars, I think that one light that blinked down there was just a car facing that way with their headlights pointing that way. But most of the, you can also cross up, like up here too. Like there's an area to cross up here too. Like a little road goes there, but you kind of just have to drive across the sand, and there's a road that goes further down. I was really hoping this would be like, you know, people would see this and be like, oh my gosh, like it's an accident. Like, let's stop beating this with a dead horse and call it a day. But every single person that I was hoping would do that is now running with some new theory that like the car drove up to the edge of the shore and parked there and turned the lights out, that somebody through a Home Depot light. Dolly Vision was saying they looked like UFOs. I mean, I get that they look like UFOs, but clearly they're cars. I mean, this is a fire cam. You know, I don't, I do want to go back because I just want to see where our headlights go real quick. I think they point across the water, but I just want to look again. Because if she made the wrong turn, then she would just come straight out that road right there. Unless she, no, because it doesn't look like her car even made it around that curve. Beating a dead horse or beating it with a dead horse? I don't know. Aren't they the same thing? They're beating a dead horse with a dead horse, Texas Troy. Okay? That's how bad it is. They got a dead horse and they're using it to beat the other dead horse. Because it's ridiculous. Like, I just, like, I understand. I don't see headlights, though. Everyone's saying, like, the headlights. I understand covering updates, but, like, 3 times a day, redoing the Sammy interviews 85 times, like, or, you know, yeah, I think there's a little headlight there, but that just shows she turned right instead of left. And I think, you could see him flash across the water for a second, so she was straight. I agree with you, Tia. I agree. It's just, it's getting so ridiculous. And I was really hoping this would change things, and it didn't at all. It just got worse. Like, you know, when there's updates, cover the updates, but we don't. Okay, so Sabrina, as what I know is that the camera points in several different directions. Like, they have one at the top of like a mountain and it'll turn. And at this time, it was pointing at Prosser. It's called the Alder Hill camera. There's definitely a big time frame where you can check. I mean, what's his name's went for like almost 10 minutes. But I don't know about the whole weekend. But I mean, it's really obvious that this happened right when her phone pinged, and it just makes sense. That's when everyone was leaving, and she just made a wrong turn. It's a money thing. That's why channels like Zavgirl are playing videos daily. They don't care about Kylie, and they don't care about how much money, or they care about how much money it makes them. I agree. I stopped covering it because, like, I just felt like it was getting ridiculous, and I'm not going to cover it just to keep, like, focusing on subs and things like that. There's no reason to keep going further unless there's updates, and it's just people like they want to find something nefarious about it when like everything's in your face. It's like, it's not nefarious. Thanks, Tia. Yeah, I don't plan on talking about it unless, I mean, I will once they release the autopsy or whatever, but I wanted to just cover this tonight to just be like, look, I think this is pretty clear. And yeah, I agree to you. I stopped when it felt dirty too. You know what I mean? It was starting to get like, all right, this feels like enough. So, but that's where I wanted to leave it. And yeah, well, hopefully people move on soon, and I won't be covering it until the autopsy stuff comes out, but I just wanted to comment on this and say how I felt, because, I was really hoping it would change things. But yeah, I agree, Parker. Updates are way different than hours and hours and days dissecting kids. I mean, like I was saying on your channel, it's like they're saying like, oh, this girl dyed her hair. She must be hiding something. Like, they're teenagers. They dye their hair. And then someone said, all right, so they had a video of Jagger's like graduation, and he was getting his diploma from oh yeah, guys, I haven't even shouted out channels. Check out Decipher Podcast, Tia's channel, and check out Positively Parker. She has a channel too. And did I miss anyone? If there's anyone in here with a channel, let me know and I'll shout it out. But yeah, Decipher Podcast, they're great and they do great research. And Parker, she does too. And I go on Parker's channel a lot. She's a lot of fun. But yeah, so they had Jagger's graduation video, and his teacher was, giving him like a cute little like speech saying like, oh, you're into fishing and this and that and photography, and I hope you do well and blah blah blah. And they were like, oh, that's so weird. Like, why is this teacher doing that? Like, what is weird about that? Like, there's just nothing weird about that. Why is it weird that someone dyed their hair? Or yeah, like, and then Sammy, she was, all right, so they were like, the graduates are walking down the aisle, and there's Jagger, and then there's like 20 people behind Jagger, and then Sammy, after all the people walk down the aisle, Sammy jumps out and runs down the aisle, and they're like, oh my god, Sammy's chasing Jagger. Like, there's 30 people in between them. What are you talking about? How are they chasing anyone? It drives me crazy, because these kids are just like starting their lives as adults, and we just don't really have any evidence that they did anything nefarious. I mean, it is shitty that she left her drunk friend, but at 18, like now, at my age now, I would never leave my drunk friend. But at 18, I probably would have. I was an idiot at 18, I'd be with a group of people, and I'm like, I can't, and they were all drunk, I can't make sure every single one of them, and they were all my friends. So like, I can't make sure every single one of my friends gets home safely. If you're having a big party and there's multiple friends there, you can't, Kylie didn't even come with Sammy. Kylie came with Mags, and Mags left Sammy. So I'm just saying, like, I feel like people are just attacking these kids way too much. It is shitty that she left her, for sure, but still, at the same time, they're young, they're dumb, like, they're just starting their lives, they're not thinking about stuff like that. So I just feel bad because this stuff is going to carry with them, and they lost a friend too, and they're grieving, and they're going off to college, and they're, you know, have millions of people messaging them, calling them murderers, and accusing them of sleeping with this person and that person. It's insane. Like, they're kids. I don't care if they're over 18. They're kids. Like, 18 is still a kid to me. 21 is like, all right, you're an adult then. But 18 is still a kid to me. Yeah, exactly. Let's not keep adding to the tragedy. And you know what? That's a great point. What if all this harassment causes these kids to do something stupid? Then what? Like, then what happens? What happens when somebody just can't take it anymore and something terrible happens to one of these kids? And it's all those people's damn fault. And I'll say it, because if you keep attacking someone and calling someone a murderer with no evidence and messaging them and stuff, and then they do something stupid, then it's on them. Because there's really nothing besides she left her friend at a party to say that these people did anything. Dyeing your hair does not make you a murderer. You know, leaving your friend drunk does not make you a murderer. It makes you a shitty person. It makes you a stupid person, but it just doesn't do that. And it's not weird for a teacher to give a good speech. It's not weird for them to all be friends in a friend group. I don't know. This stuff just makes me... No, we must break down another Sammy interview for a millionth time. No, if I ever have to watch that interview again, my head will blow off. One, maybe, but a group of kids could never have kept it a secret. Yeah, I agree. I honestly, I mean, I think it's pretty clear, even in the video, that people may not have even seen her take that turn. Like, people had already pulled off, and people might not have even known. I mean, she could have literally drove in there and went under the water before anybody even got over there and knew. I mean, it happened so quickly, and I didn't see any other cars coming around. So I just think this should be an aha moment that's just like, okay, maybe we should give this a break, because it's pretty clear that this is what happened. Like, I don't think, I mean, if you... Like, here's the thing. Someone's like, oh, it looks like one of those Home Depot lights. So how do you explain the 50, 60 other lights driving through the party and then that particular light being a Home Depot light? Like, or, you know what I mean? Like, it can't be... It has to be that they all, obviously, they're cars moving, driving, and that looks exactly the same as the other cars. It's just a little bigger because it's alone and not going through trees. It was out in the open on the shore. Anytime any of the cars had pulled out of the tree line and into the open, they got bigger. I don't think anyone saw her either. It is an aha moment for those with an IQ above 78. Yeah, advocate against drinking and driving. Yes, that is huge. Yeah, it's just... I don't think... Imagine if this was your child and you know it was an accident or something happened, and then your child's friends, who you've known for years, that, you know, have been good friends to your kid, are getting harassed and called murderers, and you know they're going through grief like you are. And then not only that, but then there's people who have emojis of your kid, and I mean, this stuff is just getting way out of hand. Like, why do we have emojis of someone's dead kid? If somebody has emojis of my dead kid, I would flip. I would flip. Sorry, I would flip. Yeah, I always lean towards accident, but yeah, I was willing to entertain the other two because I had heard that there was other sightings at Boca Reservoir. Oh, Parker, you don't know about this? Oh my God. Let me show you before I hop off. You won't believe this. I can't believe you haven't seen this. I have to show her before I go. Oh, wait. Okay. I think this is it. All right. Are you ready for this? All right. So this is Zav's membership. And, you know, I like Zav. I just don't like how she's handling this case. And I don't like this at all. So these are her custom emojis that you have to pay for her membership to use. And she has Kylie, Michael Vaughn, Kylie. Kylie. I think that's Kylie. I can't tell. Dylan Rounds, Nicole Kessinger, Belle and Cece. I can't tell who that is. Nicole Kessinger, Summer, Jalissa, Tylee, and JJ, Gabby Petito, Evelyn Boswell, Kylie. I don't know who that is. I can't tell. And Michael Vaughn. Yes. I could not believe this. Sarah was the one who told me, Sarah N. She was like, oh my God, look at this. And I could not believe that I couldn't believe my eyes. I would be furious if somebody was charging people to use emojis of my dead kid's face. I don't care how you use them. I don't care if it's nicely or what. That's still so wrong in every way possible. I could never get behind it, ever. Just, it's, look, I'm fine with the Nicole Kessinger, even the Johnny Depp ones, the kid ones, I can't get behind. I just can't. I just don't think anyone should be making emojis of somebody else's child. No, this is not how you keep a memory alive. This is disrespectful. I think Zav is a nice girl. I just can't agree with this. I just think this is so wrong in every way. I don't think there's any... I haven't talked to anyone that would be okay with a picture of their kid on some random person's channel that they don't know and they're charging people for it to share pictures of. I can understand if maybe your kid's missing and you're trying to keep the awareness out there, but a lot of these kids are have passed terrible ways. I don't know. It's wrong. I think it's wrong. I can't get behind it. By the way, that Renee woman that is always on Zev's channel is Bullhorn Betty. Oh, really? Yeah, I would too, Parker. I don't know. I'm not trying to say anything about Zev, girl. I can't get behind this. I can't get behind the emojis. Not the baby ones, at least. Yeah. Putting the pictures behind a paywall is just... Ugh, it would make me crazy. It's one thing, just an emoji isn't in my opinion, an emoji is to show expression and goofy faces and be funny or whatever. It's not it's just wrong to make a kid on emoji. I don't know what it is. It just, no, I don't, maybe a tribute video or something I could appreciate, but not charging people for emojis. But yeah, I don't know. I hope this puts an end to the Kylie stuff. I'll cover it when the autopsy comes out. I just don't think I think this spells it out that this is what it was. I know some people are going to speculate, but I think it's, I just think it gets taken too far sometimes. It feels overkill. All right, but that's my rant for the night. Thank you, everyone coming. Oh, Princess Megan Elsa. I was talking about the emojis. They upset me, but that's what I find the emojis disgusting. I just don't think it. Like I said, if you do Nicole Kessinger or Chris Watts, or if you have serial killers, even I'd be down with serial killer emojis. You know what I mean? I just don't think using people's kids as emojis is cool. That's all. But I just think this whole case has, it's gotten out of hand. They're calling people names that they don't know that they did. But no, I don't have anything against Zav. I think she does good work. Besides that, I can't agree with that. That's all. Like I like some of her content, but yeah. All right, guys, but I'm gonna hop off. Thank you for coming. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, my ear's itchy. Yeah, it feels like YouTube needs to be washed down with some disinfectant. I agree, but I'm gonna get off. I gotta get up really early in the morning for work this weekend, but I thank you all for coming. I'll be back on this weekend, probably Sunday night. Once my kid goes to bed, I'll come on. But thank you all for coming. Good night, guys. See ya.